What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are checking out one of the latest phones from Xiaomi, the Xiaomi 12T, and comparing it to one of the most popular phones available on the market, the Samsung Galaxy S22. Now, because the Samsung Galaxy S22 has been out for quite some time, well, these days you can find a used one or a refurbished one for roughly the same price as you would pay for a new Xiaomi 12T. So I figured this would be a good comparison to make. Alright, let's start by checking out the boxes and what comes in the box with both devices. Alright, big box, small box. One manufacturer here is pretending to save the planet by not including much in the box. That's the Samsung here. So in the box of the S22 you basically get a cable and that's about it. But with the 12T you do get a bunch of things. So first of all we have a clear case for the device, then we have the cable, and then we have a fast charger. This is an 120 watt fast charger. So the 12T here supports 120 watt fast charging, where the Samsung Galaxy S22 supports 25 watt fast charging. So you'd have to buy your own slow charger for the S22. Now, as for charging speeds, if you have a 25 watt fast charger for the S22, it would take about 50 minutes to fully charge this phone from 0 to 100, where with the 12T it only takes about 20 minutes to charge it from 0 to 100. So inside the 12T we have a 5000 mAh battery, where inside the S22 we have a 3700 mAh battery. So but the battery life on the 12T is also better than the battery life that you're gonna get on the Samsung Galaxy S22. Moving on to design and build quality, well, here I can't really say that one is better than the other one. So they both have glass on the front and on the back. They both look pretty good. They both have metallic frames. They actually have the power buttons and the volume buttons on the exact same side. Nothing on the other side of the devices. And at the top there, with the Xiaomi 12T, we do get an IR blaster, something that we don't have with the Samsung Galaxy S22. They both have dual speakers, so one at the top there and one at the bottom there. Even the SIM card tray is kind of positioned in the same place for both devices. So design-wise, I guess it really comes down if you want the smaller form factor or the larger form factor from the Xiaomi 12T. Moving on to the front of the two devices, well, here we have a 6.67 inches AMOLED screen on the Xiaomi 12T, where on the Samsung Galaxy S22 we have a 6.1 inches AMOLED screen. They both have the same resolution and they both have the same refresh rate of 120 Hz. Now, both screens do look really good. I can't really say anything bad about either screen, but the screen on the S22 here does get a bit brighter. So the peak brightness on the Samsung Galaxy S22 is 1300 nits, where the peak brightness for the Xiaomi 12T is 900 nits. So you will see the Samsung Galaxy S22 better in direct sunlight than you're gonna see the 12T. But keep in mind that the price of the new S22 is more expensive than the price that you'd pay for a new Xiaomi 12T. Both the 12T and the S22 have in-screen fingerprint scanners. Now, personally, I'm not a fan of in-screen fingerprint scanners on most phones, and that's kind of the case for these two devices. As for the fingerprint scanner speeds, I feel that the 12T is a bit faster to unlock than the Samsung Galaxy S22. But if I would have the choice, I would actually prefer a physical fingerprint scanner. But yes, they do have in-screen fingerprint scanners on both these devices. As I mentioned earlier, both devices have dual speakers, so one at the top. We actually have the holes for the speaker right at the top on the 12T, where on the S22 is just there above the screen, and another speaker at the bottom. Now, it seems to me that the 12T has the better speakers, but let me play a quick recording here so you can hear for yourself. Okay, so after listening to both of them side by side, I actually feel that the S22 sounds better. But what do you guys think? Do you prefer the S22 or the 12T for those speakers? I also forgot to mention that the screen on the S22 is covered by Gorilla Glass Victus, where the screen on the 12T is covered by Gorilla Glass 5. So technically, if you'd be to drop the S22, the screen shouldn't crack as easily. But realistically, if you drop both devices the wrong way, they will both crack. Alright, moving on to performance. So the Samsung Galaxy S22, we have the Exynos 2200 and 8 gigs of RAM. Where with the Xiaomi 12T we have the MediaTek Dimensity 8100 and 8 gigs of RAM. So keep in mind that the S22 is basically Samsung's flagship for 2022, where the 12T is not Xiaomi's flagship for this year. If we open the gallery here, I have a couple of screenshots of the Antutu benchmark score. So here the Samsung Galaxy S22 gets a higher benchmark score. I was kind of expecting that, even though you can't really tell the difference in performance. What I found interesting is the fact that the Xiaomi 12T gets faster reading and writing speeds for the internal storage compared to the S22. I wasn't actually expecting that. Now, even though we have a bit of a difference for that benchmark score, you can't really tell the difference whenever you're actually using the devices. So whatever you're doing on them, it does feel the same on both devices, but I did notice that the Samsung Galaxy S22 gets much hotter than the 12T. So you'll have more throttling with the S22 whenever you're playing games for extended periods of time. I'm just gonna open a couple of apps just so you can see how they both open these apps. So really no difference in performance, at least difference that I've noticed in between these two devices. So everything is kind of the same on both of them, and the same goes for pretty much all applications. So we have MIUI 13 on the 12T and I believe One UI 4.1 on the S22. Moving on to something that's different between these two devices, and those are the cameras. So on the back there, the 12T has a main camera that's 108 megapixel, where the S22 has a main camera that's a 50 megapixel. Now, I've said this many times, I feel that the S22 gets the best cameras from any smartphone this year, so in 2022. I have some pictures that I took side by side just so I can show you a couple of examples. I didn't do like a full camera comparison between these two phones, but just so you get an idea of the pictures you're gonna take with the S22 and the pictures you're gonna take with the 12T. Then we have the ultra-wide cameras. I feel that the Samsung Galaxy S22 does better with its ultra-wide camera once again. And then on the back of the 12T we have a macro camera. That's a 2 megapixel sensor, so nobody's really gonna use that 2 megapixel sensor. On the back of the S22 we have a 3x telephoto lens, so I feel that that's more useful for most situations, of course. So personally I feel that the S22 does better with the cameras when compared to the Xiaomi 12T. So yeah, these are some of the main differences between the Xiaomi 12T and the Samsung Galaxy S22. Which one do you think is the better buy here, the 12T or the Samsung Galaxy S22? Now, of course, if you'd be to buy both devices new, the Xiaomi 12T is about $200 cheaper than the Samsung Galaxy S22. But if you'd be to find a used Samsung Galaxy S22, then the price is fairly similar with the new Xiaomi 12T. Definitely leave a comment and let me know your thoughts. Alright, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.